Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Concert Junkies, Rob and John. Oh yeah.
And we're live, guys. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Sure. I'm Antoine Poncelet of the Antoine Poncelet Band.
And I'm Pete Quilla. I'm the guitar player in the Antoine Poncelet Band.
You have a few members missing. Do you want to shout them out?
Yeah, we do. We got Eddie Enzyme Salick. He's the drummer. There's Mark Clemens, our bass player. And our newest member is says Ray Piero. He's the new keyboard player. He started with us a few weeks ago. His first gig was actually last weekend with us. Nice. He played a show out in Westfield.
For anybody that has not heard of you guys yet, how would you like to describe your band?
Definitely on the darker side. It's rock and roll for sure. We've been kind of collecting different influences and putting them in this weird blender. But the only way I feel like it's if Weird New Jersey, instead of being a magazine, was also a genre of rock and roll, that would be us.
Yeah, no, and I think one of our strengths of this band is that the five members that are in the band now, we all have slightly different influences. We've all been kind of doing this for a while. Our drummer, and Eddie Enzyme, he was a little older than us. He grew up with Mr. Glenn Danzig, so he was, before there was a Misfits, he was jamming with the guy in the basement. Pretty wild. And he also toured with the Undead. Mark McClemens, he's been around playing in various bands, and those two guys do play in a cover band called the Porch Rockers, doing punk rock covers. Myself, I've been playing in bands for years, different styles, different ways of looking at things. And, our keyboard player, Ray, he's experienced as well, played an early version of a band called Loveland. Just a wide collective experiences, all befitting the dark rock umbrella, and I think we bring all that to the show. I think it makes it interesting and unique and stands out, against a lot of what's on the scene today.
But I kind of feel like it's more of your music is more typo negative to the goth scene, more
right.
of I'm pretty sure you guys heard that before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's not like when I think of goth today, I think more about more of the industrial goth and stuff that's more very synth driven. And kind of the stuff that we grew up liking and were influenced by the most was kind of this 80s rock goth. So you have the Cult and the Cure, and then those
Dark Angel and
and then they influenced, like you said, typo and a lot of the even Manson or Nine Inch Nails to a degree before they've got too keyboard heavy. But it's mostly organic analog kind of sound. But still keeping with those early with the Doors and Zeppelin, those kind of influences too. But kind of like I said, painted black a bit. So I wouldn't go say we're fully goth, but goths wouldn't say we were, and rockers would say we're too goth, but we're somewhere in that fine.
But pretty much it's just a melting pot of. Because I've looked I looked on YouTube, and your the listing was kind of watched you, and then it's not alternative, but it was a little heavier, but it was weird how they put you in, cool. How the analytics put you in there.
Yeah. Huh. Should look that up. Oh, hello, Mr. Tetro. How are you?
Hey,
Yeah.
they're not. I said Ray, but he's not the Ray that's in the band. We have a different Ray.
Oh,
There's
okay.
Ray.
Well, hi Ray. Anyway,
There's no shame about that Ray.
Mhm. Yeah. Now, Ray was in a band, Precious Bones, that I was in, and also an earlier incarnation of this Antoine Poncelet band, which then morphed back into Precious Bones, and then became what we have today. Yeah, so the evolution. So it's good to see that handsome man in the chat.
since you're both from New Jersey,
Mhm.
how do you feel the Jersey scene has changed?
Well, I think yeah, Pete's a little bit older than I am, so our scenes were kind of different. Uh, so from when we were both teenagers, I would say, I see a lot less um, of kids getting together and renting out VFW halls and going to each other's basements and just crowding around small places all the time. I think it's kind of died out a bit. I still see it going on, but
No, it's still going on.
yeah, I mean, it used to be like every weekend there was, someone's basement was getting trashed, or,
I
or
mean,
something.
it still happens in New Brunswick. It's still
Mhm.
there's a lot of there's actually a church in Milltown that you can rent out the. They've had hardcore shows there.
Oh, that's cool.
No, I think it's a cool thing. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
like I know it's changed because we don't hear too much of a firehouse being rented out for a throwdown, but
Right. Yeah, it's kind of miss those days, but or they it felt there was maybe like punk was a lot bigger, so there was so many like every band was basically punk at the time, so
yeah,
everyone just kind of got along and were able to pull these big shows. Now I think that we're calling the kettle black, but everyone is so diverse in New Jersey. It's like we've got friends that are like I said, maybe a synth band. They don't even maybe have drums. They're just using all electronics. Another friends are like I said, totally a hardcore band. Another band is doing like Talking Heads ish quirky stuff.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm not seeing like a overarching New Jersey sound as there used to be, maybe in like when the Bouncing Souls and that kind of stuff was more popular.
I mean, I guess
Hmm.
to sort of comment on, yeah, I am a little older than Antoine, but I guess if I'm to take the overall view from when I first started playing out to now, I mean, well, the funny thing is, I got my start playing in clubs in North Jersey, and whether it be Hoboken or or I mentioned earlier, I played Connections, or that dates me right there, or around the area in North Jersey, and I because I was never in a hardcore band, so I may have done one or I've gone to like VFW hall shows or all ages shows in a church basement, but I was always in bands still trying to do the clubs, and there are less clubs, like slightly less. But the weird thing about that is it's like whack a mole, like yeah, you don't have much in say Hoboken, but then I moved to Jersey City. You don't have much. You don't have anything in New Brunswick, but then there's Pino's across the river in
Yeah.
so it's in Highland Park, and then you have Asbury where you don't have the same, but now there's Wild Air Beer Works, and then so it's sort of like one goes down, the other comes up, and then you sort of have if you're a guy in an original you know rock band of any sort, of any stripe, you go where the clubs go, and you go and you try to build that is, and then if you're of a certain genre that tends to get a little more headway in a gallery or an all ages scene, then great. But when sometimes you get a little older and then you want to go to the clubs where you have a ghost of a chance to get hey, or then there's also the breweries that have opened up. They have original music. So it's always, to me, and I've booked a fair amount of shows with bands I've been in, and so you just sort of follow, you follow the leader per se. You just go where it goes. And I think the overall theme in New Jersey is that you can do okay as a musician, whether you're a weekend warrior or even trying to make somewhat of a living. But what's always happened is that you're more likely to get the immediate reward doing covers or tribute bands. Tribute bands are hot now. They were always around though, but they're hot now. And then as opposed to original music. So the struggle, I feel, is that to try to stay true to, or try to work hard on the original stuff and get that out there. And some bands are copycat scenes, and some bands don't. And I think with the Jersey sound, there's always a version of that. So right now, yeah, you had the Bouncing Souls, but what's come up in its place? Bobby Mahoney, who is just basically a popular version, I believe better version, of the Gaslight Anthem. So there's that strain of Jerseyness, especially for sure, and then what's around is what's around, like I described.
Definitely shout out to Bobby. I mean,
Yeah. I've seen him. I think he's great.
He's a good guy. He really is. Like me growing, like as I was growing up, we had Birch Hill.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean to date myself, but we had Birch Hill. I mean, we had Birch Hill, of course, PNC. We have what? Now we have Starland Ballroom, Dingbats. What's the name in Clifton? I can't think of it right now. The theater. Wilmont.
Oh,
yeah, we have Wilmont. I mean,
you do have White Eagle Hall in Jersey City. That's a good place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never attended there yet. That's, well, I mean, it's probably gonna be on the list. It's just a little far from where I am.
Right.
But,
I mean, hey, I'm near you, so I get it. But
there's Chubby Pickle closer to you.
Yeah, Chubby Pickle.
Yeah, that. There's that, and again, Wilder Beer Works in Asbury, which is on Main Street and Second Ave. They're starting to have some shows there.
It's not New Jersey, but I have to give them a shout out. What do you call it? Love Draft in Mercersburg, Pennsylvania. That is a really great venue.
Yeah.
Right. Put it on the list, Pete.
Hey, man,
Yeah, we got to leave this state eventually.
Well, I mean, we got friends who are right in East Stroudsburg, and there's the Sherman Showcase. They're playing the show the day before we are. I may have to take a ride out there that night and see what the deal is. There's always a logistical challenge of booking shows when you got more than 3 or 4 people. You got everyone's cool, and when you go out of state, like, look, it's only blah 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 distance. You'll make it home in time. It's the whole.
You won't miss your shows.
All these things we got to talk about, So,
are you guys like the first ones in and the last ones out? Do you stay for other performers, or you just pack up and leave? That's the big controversy.
Oh, yeah.
I stick around because I mean when I'm playing a show, I stick around for the other guys because I feel like that's not cool. I mean, why play a show at all? I mean, I could just play in the rehearsal space, right?
Yeah.
We kind of have a friend, like when we go out to play a show or go to a friend's show, that's the one chance you're really getting out for maybe a couple weeks. So usually you want to stay for the bands no matter what. It's like, okay, this is the full night. But But yeah, I mean,
So you,
I've seen that a lot,
so
where
what's your,
people
yeah.
come in late, and they're, especially, we've organized a lot of shows too. And, you're supposed to be here, set up at a certain time, and then for everybody to come like 5 minutes before their set, and then, oh, sorry, we missed you, and then play, and then leave. But, it happens.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I feel, look, I mean, when you're playing an original show and say your set's going to be 40 minutes, right? And you show up early for one, you have to. And, you got to stick around for the other bands. So if there's 2 or 3 bands to bill, you stay for that evening. And that's just the deal. I mean, why would you, I don't understand it. I mean, then why do a show? I mean, it would be great, if every show that, say, this band did, we could do like, we were supposed to actually do 2 sets at this house concert, but I got rained out. And I like that because I get to play longer. But, it's the way things are. You're doing original music. You got to support each other. You got to help each other out, or else there's no scene at all. And then nobody does anything. So if you're just going to be, I understand, you get older, you get tired, you want to go home. There's stuff on TV. I get it. But, support other people. The TV will be there when you get home. Netflix is not going away.
It's not. It wasn't meant to be.
Yeah. So.
So how's your writing process? Like I said, what do you call it? Have you everything you've written? Have you lived it yourself, or it was a story?
It's definitely a mixed bag. For the most part, a lot of the songs, that we initially started with were, and this was the whole idea behind, having the band have my name, was that, I really wanted to kind of be the front man of a band, which I never really was before. And I'd written songs my whole life. And, we used them in some of the bands, or maybe I demoed them and never played them for people. But I was like, maybe it's my time to shine. So that's, kind of when I reached out and found Pete and these other guys that were, the best of the best that I felt. And but my, typical way was kind of, to write songs about like kind of myths or different legends, or, something, trying to be very poetical or spiritual. And only it seemed like a lot of times afterwards, it had some kind of personal resonance. Now, Pete, maybe in the first year of the band, after probably getting like really sick of just, listening to these songs, I was like, oh, I've got this great song I want to, work with you on. And he kind of challenged me to write a personal song. So it kind of went in the other way, and a different way that I had worked before. I'd never really worked, to someone else's music to put, words there in that way. And then to tell the story, that I felt was coming from, or that the music made me feel. So I've been open to doing that a lot more lately. So songs that are fresher, newer, are kind of almost half autobiographical, and then half.
So pretty much what I'm getting at, your new song "Drowning Man" was real story, real.
Yeah, no, that one definitely was. So I mean, not literally, about anyone drowning in the ocean. Like we'll discuss the video because when I wrote it, it was just a metaphor. Basically, I had a friend who became very dragged down in their own life simply because they kept getting into relationships and partnerships with people that would drag them down, and they were like attracted to that, to be able to try to oh, we can help, I can rescue. It was almost like the lost puppy syndrome. You adopt a lot of things you can tame them and take care of them, but end up with fleas, if you will. So it's that kind of story. And when it came time to do the video for it, this was probably a year ago. Pete had mentioned Brian Jude, his director friend. We had a discussion, and they kindly said, "Oh, we love this song. It kind of resonates with us. We want to do a video for it. Let's talk about the song. Tell me your ideas about it, and what's the story here, so that we can put visuals." And I flat out said, I'm not telling you. And, if I'm going to work with you on this, I'm not a video director, and you told me you like the song and it's resonating with you. I want to know what your story is, about this. So everything you see in that video, is 100% nothing to do with me. So I love it for that reason, and it's, like I said, it was Brian's, he met with Pete a lot. They worked together and shot all the things. Anything that was a location, like I just wanted to be completely alien to it, and just be part of your story or your movie of this.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of where, like, I guess my friend wanted to do like an old school MTV video.
Okay, cool.
So there, for all who may remember, old school MTV videos were like mini films. I mean, like a 4-minute movie, like Duran Duran videos or anything like that. Well, not as luscious, obviously, but like they were epic, like or something on an epic scale, or not, but just a story. So, like Antoine was saying, we were tossing ideas back and forth, and if we're gonna drown in the ocean, well, you're in Spotswood, so you're not far.
Yeah.
I'm here in Mattawan. It's not, on a good day with no traffic, Keensburg's 20 minutes away, right? If you speed down 36. I'm like, well, let's shoot there. That's the ocean. And because it's not gentrified, we can probably film without a problem, And when we say film, I took some shots, some still shots. We discussed that, and then when we did the location shots, Brian got a hold of the actors that you see, and we did our shots down by Keensburg on the beach, and then the amusement park, and then the inside scenes were done at his. He lives in Colonia, my friend, so not far from you and I, Rob.
Yeah.
We got most of that done about a year ago, and so that was great. And and the shots I took in the intro, well, you don't see anything, but shots and some fish and whatnot. That was like the beginning of last year, and then we got the outside shots, and then when it came time to film the band live, because how we go from outdoor shots to cuts of the band playing. Those were done inside in a grade school in Montclair with, I think, an auditorium dating back 100 years ago. Like it was like shots of me jamming a little bit. It's like these great acoustics, and so I think with this is done at like a shoestring budget. We costing nothing to film in Keensburg. We had to rent out the gym, the auditorium, I should say, for $250 from band money that we made from playing gigs.
I mean, that's not bad.
That's
pretty.
I think
That's incredible pricing.
And the actors were kind enough to do it for free. I know that Brian put out a little bit of his own money for food and beverages for everybody on the two different shoot days. And Brian, my buddy Brian's sons were great in helping out. He's got 2 younger kids that were in the movies like he is. So
Jacob,
Jacob and David too. It was. And I had worked on a couple of shoots in the past because Brian's come to my band shows back in the day, and then in return, as a friend, I'd go, and he was shooting an indie film. I'd go hold a boom mic out of frame. You know what I mean? Doesn't take much knowledge to do that. Hold the boom, hold it straight, Don't move it around so it doesn't go in the shop, right?
As long as you don't say it,
Yeah.
So,
or hit somebody with it.
or hit somebody with it. Well, yeah.
I mean,
Don't hit the pretty indie actress. Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
bad. Then she'll
Yeah.
leave no movie. So
Yeah.
So
speaking of the music video, do you want to play a little taste of it so people
Sure.
can see what you did?
Yeah, I'll give you guys a minute or so. Let's see. So, again, this is our video for Drowning Men, and let's see if I can stream. Nope. Present. Okay. Share screen.
To let us.
Okay, so let's record now. Okay.
little
What would you do if you find a drowning man at sea? Would you reach out or let him drown in his own dream? Would you go out and beckon to him? Would you hesitate or dive right in? What would you do if you found yourself drowning too? Drowning in the sea, drowning men. Each one pulling you down with
Question
That's
for you.
our video. I did it for you.
Did you guys use synthesizers?
Oh, we did.
Yes.
But nothing like looped. It was all
No, it didn't sound looped. I picked up on that. I was like, wait a minute.
yeah, but no synth in the video. Couldn't make it that day. So
Our keyboard player was not available that day.
yeah, we were gonna do a take where like as a joke, I was like doing that old like thing from the Journey video, where you're just kind of playing the air, but we didn't think the tone would have fit.
Yeah, we're trying to squeak you in that's too jokey.
But yeah, no, as we were saying, so it's almost become a little Spinal Tap-ish. Like we're now on the third keyboard player in 3 years, right? Basically.
And nobody's had a gardening accident, Rob. I want you to be aware of that. Okay, no one's
Right.
busted or a gardening accident.
So hopefully no one spontaneously combusts. But yeah.
I mean, if that happened on stage, that'd be cool. But
True.
Raw.
Yeah.
Well, like Guara, but different. But
Man, the views of that video would just go through the roof, man.
yeah, I mean, it would. I mean,
we break the internet. That's it. We break the internet. That's it. I can quit, everybody. Good night.
True.
yeah.
Well, come to our show on July 20th. There may be a flaming keyboard player.
Exactly.
I mean,
So he did turn it up to 11 and more.
So yeah.
So, what are your day jobs like? I know. Music is everything to me, but I still have another job as well.
Of course.
Oh yeah. No, this does not pay the bills. So,
it pays some, but yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah, I work in sort of like print advertising. So I kind of, like deal with printers and get things printed for companies. It's very exciting.
So you push paper, okay?
Yes.
I also push paper, but I'm a paralegal. I work for property with patents and trademarks. I work for a company known as Bulkhead. You may have seen products on TV.
Well, that's really good to know.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
If you need any here.
All right.
What do they do?
Only for product we can talk, but and then on weekends I do an occasional side job of product demonstrations, which is why I occasionally am in your local supermarket, Rob.
Yeah.
So I will actually think I'm gonna be there this week. It's Sunday.
Sunday. Well, actually, speaking about Sunday, I'm actually still I'm doing a Dunkin' Donut giveaway for gift cards.
Wow.
You have until Sunday to enter. All you have to do is hit that free button that says subscribe on YouTube, and you're entered. I'll be pulling out random names some point Sunday.
All right, do it, people.
Do it.
Get your free bean water.
Well,
do it.
I'm still a big fan, although I'm not crazy about this name truncation.
I get it. It's just, what do you call it? Everybody wants to say things easier, faster. Like we're at the time of we want it now. We don't want to wait for any BS.
Right.
I'm the same way. Like, I mean, I am to a point. Like, I'll be honest, I really don't like online shopping. I want to go to the store, pick it up, feel it, touch it, throw it up in the air, see if it's durable. I mean, I literally have to go online shopping because they don't have my size, or especially for this business, I might have to get another camera just for shits and giggles. But just a backup. But every time I go somewhere, it's like not what I need.
Yeah. Right.
Or something sitting on the shelf that's been there for a decade. Same model, same everything. I just need a point and shoot camera just in case I can't bring in my camera that I can take the lens off, just to have an extra camera just in case a venue won't let me.
Right. No, it's like, to your point exactly. It's you have to get everything out of an Amazon locker these days, or all these stores that are going out of business and slowing down because they're not, they need to find a different model of selling and stocking.
Like Amazon, Temu, what do you call it? Groupon to what do you call it? I don't even know if Wish is still a thing, but like, or Alibaba, like you have to do, and not saying they're not good brands, but they come later than they're expected, or they're pure garbage.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I know it wasn't meant for a future prediction, but sadly I keep thinking we are getting closer to the 1984, way of life where, like you're saying, words are getting shorter, where, products are getting, mass produced in a easy way where they lose any flavor or distinction. We've got AI.
The attention span's getting shorter as well.
What? I'm sorry, what did you say?
Exactly.
What? I don't know. What? What? So what?
Pete's already switched over to TikTok.
I'm between you guys and Pornhub. I'm just going forth.
Emotional, damn it.
It was exactly. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now
so,
all you gotta
you
do
know,
is put a pair of big boobs on that guy, and I'm good.
Say what?
See? There we go.
okay.
I need that clip.
I'll send it to you later.
Good. I'll use it on Pete every day.
Yeah. No, but like, yeah, the world's a
You
changing
know,
and adapting, and
you do that, I'm just gonna come up with 10 other clips and counter that. You know that, right?
okay, that's fine. As long as you tag me in it, I don't care. But I know you have a couple shows coming up, and is there anything that you have to do prepare to play your shows? Like, I know practice, but is there anything like you do a half marathon, you do anything to, what do you call it, get your body ready and mentally?
Yes. Well, Pete, do you have anything? Do you want?
I'll answer the question, but
No. I mean, the ties in a little bit with the next show that we have. So on the 6th of July in New York City, we are playing the Witches Fest, and I consider myself a practitioner of more solitary nature, but yeah, I can't play a show without at least having the night before, having a little ritual, if you will, something with goats or thing like that. We just lighting candles and having the intention that it's going to be a good show and that nothing's going to go wrong and that we'll have fun. But I think it's like music. I mean, it's the same reason why I love it. It's like you have to put your thoughts into words, and then that becomes a reality. So whether it becomes the song or it becomes success at a show or stuff, but I always still have a lot of nerves. So no matter what, I need to, I don't know, prepare and have ritual. Yeah.
So pretty much pure your mind and your soul before you go on.
Right. Yeah. Other than that, I think I have to walk around the room and lock and unlock the door 5 times, knock on things. Little peccadillos, but yeah.
that's like the Jordan Run method. I'm a little more, dare I say, I just try to get there early and get my stuff set up and make sure I know everything on the set list. A lot of times I may run scales or just be ready and just know everything in the material and just try to have the sound ready, everything packed ready. I'm a little more focused on the logistical stuff. I think because Antoine and I both book shows, and I'm a very logistically oriented person. That's why I get there, make sure everyone else shows up, and then talk to everyone. So it's not as fancy in some ways, but I think I'm just that type of person. I'm not, I just try to, try to get relaxed the night before, have a drink when I get there, just be chill. It's supposed to be fun, it's rock and roll, no matter what genre label you put over the top, it's rock and roll.
So pretty much, what's your poison? You say you take a drink before you go on.
Sorry?
I said, what's your poison?
I mean, I'm just a few beers and just trying to be chill and just enjoy the show. It's a rock and roll show. I mean, actually, if you want me to endorse anything, I will. This one, it's the Twin Lights. This one here, it's local. Oh, let's see the camera. Hold on, I'm just trying. Oh, there we go.
We're not sponsored, but we would like to be sponsored. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. If you're listening,
come on.
I'll take any sponsors right now.
Tall boy, sure.
Twin what?
I don't. I would not recommend getting drunk, but having a beer or two to relax before you go on, just make sure you're well rested, eat well, don't be hungry. I know some people have problems eating before a show. I don't. Although drummers I know don't do that because it makes them. Most drummers I know don't want
But
to do
like,
that.
I know singers can have like certain things before a show, like dairy or you know, they don't use throat coat and we're not sponsored, but we'd like to be. Um, I'm just throwing everything out there today.
Yeah.
Hit me up.
I mean, look,
Like,
a funny way, my particular job, like I'm playing guitar and I got to be awake and aware and whatnot, but I don't have to, but I don't sing back up in the band or, oh, okay, Rick. Well, that's you, buddy. But, what's that one? I don't know. But,
Is that where the guitar cord was coming out of the bathroom stall for half the show?
really?
I don't remember. Like I said, it's a blur. All these shows. It could have happened.
I mean,
I
yeah.
think the whole idea, I think no matter what you play in the band, or what you do in the band, you do need to remind yourself to relax and have fun, because whether you're in a local band playing a local club or you're in a big, touring act, whether it's you get to do this for fun, and it's got to be fun, and you got to be relaxed, and you just have a good frame of mind. And I think I've been in too many bands where, you know. People were way too neurotic and they suck the fun and the oxygen out. And then it reflects on stage. And, if you're just a guy or girl who goes to a show and you don't see the band enjoying themselves on stage, why would you enjoy yourself? And I think some bands, and I'm not just naming people, I mean, I think some of the stuff I've seen in the past few years is that some of them are too serious and there's no fun in it. And it's like, well, why are you there? Why are you up on stage? Why are you playing? I mean, I know you're trying to get certain things out there, emotions out there. And I'm not saying we're a good time. We're not. I mean, there's a point to going there, so to enjoy yourself, to forget about everyday stuff. Even though you may be thinking about it, and we may be a catharsis for you. But at the same time, you gotta you're there to not think about your house or your bills or your relationship per se or your dog or whatever the hell's bothering you. For a couple hours at that club with us and other bands, your idea is to hang out with friends, enjoy yourself, and just refresh yourself for the next week.
I admit it. I go to shows alone sometimes. Just it's my happy place. I'm sorry if I invite you to a concert with me, or I've said this plenty of times, and everybody knows that. Yeah, it means something to me.
Right.
If I take you to a concert or offer you concert tickets, or being in that realm, yeah, it means something.
Right.
I'm actually going to see Alanis Morissette on the 3rd with Joan Jett.
That's awesome.
Cool.
I mean, you don't know if I'm going to pop up at your show or not. I'm saying, for right now, I'll be honest. For right now, it's going to be Trans-State only, but you never know. You might see me in the crowd at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But
we're gonna point.
Yeah.
No, if your show lands on a Monday, Wednesday, or whatever, a Thursday, I don't have an interview, I will be in the crowds.
Awesome.
It's funny. I got a buddy of mine. He wanted me to go with him. He's in Queens, and he actually came to our show in Westfield. He wanted me to go see this guitar player, Modu Mokhtar, this awesome West African guitar player.
Yeah.
It was on a Tuesday. I was a little broke, so I'm like, and it would be the city. Like, and now he came out to Westfield for us from Queens. I'm like, but he's the guy's still on tour, so he's going to be playing White Eagle Hall in Jersey City in October. So I'm going to go because and he's a buddy of mine from college. And I guess over the past few years after not really hanging out at all, we started hanging out and doing like concerts, like whether it's like last summer I went to go see Elvis Costello with him for the first time. I never saw Elvis Costello before, and I saw that at the Beacon of the City, and that was awesome. So yeah, it's important. You connect with people, and it's keeping friendships going, and it's important. Live music has that ability to have people connect with each other.
It brings people together. Like,
Right.
honestly, yeah, there are going to be some drunken idiots here and there, and there's going to be some fights, but end of the day, we're there for the same purpose.
Right. Exactly.
And I'm always going to say this: if somebody falls down, pick them up.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. I don't know why we still gotta mention this crap.
I mean, there's a lot of things like I've been realistically, I believe I've been in the scene since '95, maybe. Early '90s. Like I'm saying, since you're old enough to go to a show that's not all ages. I mean, I've been at a lot of all ages shows, but I'm saying in general, like, I've been around for a very long time. Yeah, pick people up.
And not just literally. I mean, I don't think enough people support each other.
Right. No. Yeah. I think in bands you're supposed to. It is entertainment, and you're supposed to uplift people, even if your material may not be uplifting. The fact that you're doing a good show can be uplifting. Like
right.
bands that we've played with. Like here's a good example. We played with this band Painters, and we actually played with them in. Well, the singer, she's has a beauty salon, and right before Christmas, not this past Christmas before, we played with them, and I thought that was an awesome show because she's a fantastic singer, Kiara. She sings background on our singles for Violence, by the way, and they played a wonderful set there, and then we were playing there too, and I think, and we had other people that just weren't part of the band, other friends and people hanging out, and it was an awesome time. And I think everybody there left more uplifted than when they came in. And both bands, Anders and us, are considered to be like dark gothic rock bands, but I don't feel like anybody was depressed. I think quite the contrary, right? Antoine, you would agree with that, right?
I guess.
I mean, no, but that show was like an awesome show.
No, yeah. I mean, I think, yeah, like you're saying, even dark bands, it's your obligation to lift spirits.
Yeah.
And, that's what music does.
Yeah.
And I'm a
like
big
you say, you go to the bench and you listen to like heavy, dark metal, but that that relaxes you and picks you up. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I know. I can tell you myself. Like, I mean, like the shirt I have, like one of the original heavy bands. Like, some of their stuff is timeless, and I've, as a guitarist, as a musician, I can listen to some of their stuff and like I feel much better. Or something a little more later on, like Bauhaus, or anything for that matter, any favorite band of yours. You're gonna, and if you treasure that album or that song or that EP or whatever, format it is, or whatever playlist you have, once you're into it and you hear it, it's much better than it takes you someplace and you transport it and you feel much better when you come out of it.
So once you said, what do you call it? I'm a big believer in seeing every opener. Because your favorite band was an opener at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So I always try to get there to see every opener, even if I'm not feeling it. At least one or two songs.
Sure.
Right.
Smoke a cigarette, come back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's only like 30, 40 minutes, right? It's never like.
It's not like they're playing an hour set, guys.
Right.
Yeah. Agreed.
You might find your favorite new band.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? That reminds me, like
us.
Sorry.
Like us.
Yeah, like us. Come see us.
Right.
No, but I got an example of that, Rob. I actually went to Starland at the end of last year to go see they're a tribute band, but it's good. It was Zach Sabbath, Zach Wild.
Yeah.
Was, right. Great stuff, right? And I got there beforehand. I got there early to see the opener. And I can't remember the name of it. But I got to say that I was pleasantly surprised because they did a great half-hour set. I think Zach Wild invited them for the tour. They came all the way out from I think Calgary, Alberta. So all the freeway, far away from where we are in Jersey, right? And they did a great set, and it was like metal, and maybe it's because they're Canadian. It was a tiny bit Nickelbacky sounding, but okay. And then some banjos and some Americana stuff, and they had a unique sound. And I'm like, wow. And the most impressive thing was they won over the crowd. And you would think that that whole crowd was there for Zach Wild and for Zach Sabbath. I would think any opening band's going to tank, but they did not. They did precisely the opposite. And that's great. I'm glad I saw it.
So we're gonna be winding down. Do you have anything you'd like to say to your fans?
I love you, Mom. No. No, stay tuned.
A lot of shows, though. That's true.
Right. Now, the best is yet to come. We've got some surprises, so stay tuned. And
yeah. So Witch Fest Saturday, July 6th, and Dingbats Saturday, July 20th. And who's on the go with us on Dingbats again?
We've got Glampire from New York,
Yes.
Black Rose Burning, who are one of the best goth bands on the scene these days. Sort of like a gothic rush, if you will. And headlining the show is the classic The Graveyard School, right?
Yeah, punk band, classic punk band. Yeah. Kim Chaos and Kim Chaos, classic punk singer from Jersey, by me, along with one of the better guitarists in the scene. Larry Gray. He's I call him the Dr. No of the Jersey Shore. Like that. He's awesome, and they're always a great show. So check that out as well. And $10, 4 bands, Saturday night, July 20th. How can you go wrong? I think that's. Also, for our video, check the video out on our YouTube channel. Okay. Stream that song, Drowning Men, on Spotify, Bandcamp, YouTube, Deezer.
Wow, use Deezer.
I don't know. I'm just throwing it. Weezer, Deezer, Schmeezer. I don't know. Just on all the places where you stream your music.
Or you can buy a CD at a show. Back to our physical needs. We being the troglodytes that we are in some ways, we wanted to have music online, that you can stream and get bonus tracks, stuff like that. But as a nice bonus to coming to actually see you face to face in a show, we'll even sign a CD for you. But that'll be ready for these, as well as our own hot sauce that's coming back.
Hot sauce,
So
T-shirts,
stickers,
buttons.
So spend your summer with the Antoine Poncelet Band. And,
Gosh darn it. And then we do have shows coming up in the fall at QXT's. So that's going to be a show in September.
Keep me posted on that.
We will.
You might see me in the crowd.
Yeah. Cool. Yes. So that's going to be a Saturday, I believe, September. We'll keep you posted. Saturday, and get the. If you don't mind,
At the club or the other part? So there's an upstairs.
Upstairs in the club, yo. In the club.
In the club?
In the club, yeah. So it'll be Saturday, September 21st at QXT's.
Yeah, full band show.
Full band show. Full frontal nudity. Full frontal everything.
Full throttle.
Model. You know?
So as a reminder, this is on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Twitch is Concert Rob, because they wouldn't let me finish what the hell I was saying. But you got I don't like underscores anyway, so it's fine. But and this probably might be on TikTok later, and it's just Robert M. Rosenthal, and you'll see the link for Concert Junkies Rob and John YouTube. Please do not forget to check their stuff out, subscribe to their channel. And you have until Sunday. Till Sunday. Dunkin' Donut gift cards giveaway. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel. I'm picking random winners for this one. The next one, I'm going to do it a little bit different. You might have to actually do something.
I personally like the Cafe Americano at Dunkin' Donuts. That's true. I do. I'm not saying it.
More. And we're not sponsored, but Duncan, if you want to sponsor me, please do.
Right.
I'm being a sponsor whore today, and I like it. I will see you guys on the flip side. I will be... You'll see content. I don't know if I have any interviews coming up at the moment, but everybody keep your eyes out. You'll never know what the hell I'm going to do next.
Yeah, I'll just drop the link to the video in the chat.
Yeah, love you all, and have a great night.
You too.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Rob.